Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy Thursday. This is BTC Jack Sparrow. You're watching Don and Jack Live. I'm joined here today by Don, the one and only. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. It's a phenomenal Tuesday morning. I guess I should say almost afternoon, lunchtime. I'm doing great, dude. Can't complain. Life's good. How about yourself?
It's not too bad. It's been very nice weather. A bit too warm, actually, out here. And been doing some fun things. I had a bit delayed birthday celebration last weekend. I was supposed to do that earlier, but a couple of my friends, they wanted to go to a campsite, and that was only available last weekend. So I took some much needed rest last weekend, and yeah, I mean, like, Bitcoin is just doing its thing. So, like, I don't know, like, I feel like I just have to pull my hands off and see where it goes.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. It's kind of just in like don't stop the train. You can't step in front of it because it's just going to keep going.
Oh man, I would love to, like, at one point step in front of it, but I'm too afraid, actually, to be honest. I think if we don't see a rejection here and we really get that daily close above 9,400, things are gonna, we're probably maybe even headed to like 12, 13K. It's all possible.
Oh, definitely.
I really wonder, man, because, like, from a technical analysis perspective, we're due for a correction. So I really wonder what's going on under the hood. I would love to know, like, who's buying and what for, and whether people actually realize that Bitcoin is the future. What's your thought on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see these next few weeks. I feel like someone knows something. There's something under the radar that we don't know. I mean, this price action is absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, like you said, from a technical analysis perspective, this thing is due for a retrace. We've been looking for a retrace to, not only just buy it, we're looking for an expansion move, whatever direction, to kind of trade it. So it's going to be interesting. I think there might be some news that come out. I have absolutely no idea, but I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to see 10K BTC in the coming weeks. No question. If not the end of this week. What do you think?
I've been sticking to my 9,400 daily close level for a while. Yep. I think I've started talking about that level actually ever since we reached like 8.8K for the first time, when we started to correct to the 7.4 range. It's a daily order block that is all the way, that comes all the way from July or even March and May. So and if we see that, like, the thing is, like, like, I don't want to step in front of a very bullish train, and at the other side, like, I have a very hard time going leverage long on resistance. So I want to see some confirmation that we actually do break that 9,400 level. Is there any chart you want to share with the people who are watching?
Yeah, I can jump into some BTC chart. I can jump into what I've been watching. Just kind of, let's see.
Yeah, I mean, what I want to do today, I want to go over some, what some algorithms of mine are actually looking at. They're bullish as, like, they're incredible.
Well, I mean, I want to show the difference, but what I've been watching from Binance to BitMEX. So a few things that I want to note. Yeah, we'll look at the BitMEX chart first. This is BitMEX, guys, the hourly range. We created a high, created a low. Unfortunately, we did not. I was looking for this low to be swept. We did not sweep it, right? We were just short of it, and we did take our highs, right? Now I'm going to switch over to the Binance chart. Okay. Here's an hourly range on Binance. So on every other exchange but BitMEX, liquidity was taken, right, on this low, and liquidity was taken up here. Now we're trading back above this range high on the Binance chart, but on BitMEX, we just hit it. So
It's almost as if the there is the arbitrage has become so
Inefficient.
inefficient as of late. Like there's I wonder why it's so inefficient. Like
Yeah. So, I mean, disregarding I mean, moving on from those ranges, I just kind of want to touch base on like kind of where we're going to see some heavy resistance if we're not looking at Bitmex. Bitmex, this is for me, this is an order block. I use the open and then I use the high. If I get an equilibrium of 10,951.50, that's a monthly resistance. If we do get a monthly close above that, we're more than likely going to see some new highs, in my opinion. So take that into account that there's going to be some heavy resistance at 10,900 from a monthly perspective. And a weekly perspective, we're running into some. I mean, we're running if I move this, we're running into weekly supply. I mean, if we're looking at a weekly trend that we've been trending for a matter of like 3 months, right? The big weekly supply is right here. I'll get the equilibrium of it, which is 10,400 and 10,459. So let's put that in the chart, 10,459.
she's watching us because you should read my channel. She's
So yeah, she's saying something.
yeah,
So
she's saying something.
from a weekly perspective, this is a weekly trend. I'm expecting some hard rejections at 10,459 on Bitmax, 10,900 region. And I if we do get a weekly close above 10,500, 10,459, I mean, that's going to be incredibly bullish. And I'm assuming we'll get a little bit of back test if we do close back above 10,459. I mean, we're going to go higher. So I'm watching these 10,500 region. If you look, that's on BitMEX. If you look on Binance, show you Binance real quick. I mean, there's a clean weekly block right here. Oh, got my drawing tool out. There's a clean weekly order block right here that we have not tapped into yet. With I got the liquidity high at 10,020 that I think we're going to take out. And then if you get the equilibrium of this weekly supply, weekly bearish order block that we have, we barely tapped into. I mean, the equilibrium is 10,500. So from a weekly perspective, this is going to cause some resistance on the
It's a
Binance
beautiful setup as well because you have
Yeah.
you have that high there that actually never traded into it. So
Yeah.
you would have expected it to actually like retest it and never did that.
Yeah.
There's liquidity up there, and then you have the resistance just above it of that EQ. I really like that as a high time frame short.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not I'm not a big person about stepping in front of a train, but this is a fairly decent head short opportunity in my opinion. You could you could fill it at the EQ 10,456 and target lower on Binance. Obviously there's no leverage on Binance, but yeah, I would do it on BitMEX, somewhere in the same region. So you kind of get the idea that what we're looking at, what's ahead of us. We're approaching some high time frame, some more important high time frame supply that we have never tapped into. So in my opinion, if big money has been accumulating down here, all in the 5K and 3K region, if they've already taken this above 7 and 9K, they're targeting this 10K region. They're going to get some FOMO from retail buyers. You're going to get some people, from all over the world that are, oh, Bitcoin's back at 10K, market buy. So, we
either that or 10K gets front run, right?
Yeah, like, either that or 10K gets front run and we go lower. But I mean, this is setting up for a decent move. I'm looking for higher prices here. If we do trade higher, I mean, my first region is 10,000. I mean, from if you look at this on a monthly perspective, I'll find the equilibrium for the Binance chart is 11,035. So that's another area, 11,035. If we get above there, if we close above there on a monthly perspective, a monthly close above 10,035, I'm fairly certain we're going to see new highs. I mean, we're going to go much higher.
This monthly chart is so ridiculous if you look at it.
Like, it's so crazy. I mean,
it took us 3 months of moving upwards to like beat what, like 10 months of bear market.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. So that just tells you that they've been accumulating. They are ready to take this price higher. And I mean, we just got to be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
How about yourself, Jack?
I mean, like, I've been sitting on my hands. Everyone's been talking to me about my shit and giggles short that I took yesterday. Just, I don't know, man. It's happened before that, you know, like a reversal from a bear market has been very vicious. Like we've seen it in 2012, I believe. So for all we know, like the big bear market as we saw in 2014, 2015 is not going to be like that. It's just going to be, it's like if you look at the monthly chart in a little bit, it's just going to be like, oh, that was just a little bit of a bullish retrace. But I mean, we can look at a couple of charts.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is one of my algos, which has been incredibly accurate. It was kind of contemplating what I was going to do down here at the $3,400 bottom. And then the final signal was a buy signal. So here it was kind of like, hey, should I buy? Should I sell? It was going back and forth. As we moved up, the first sell signal came in around, what's this level? Like 8K, then continued and gave a short signal on around 9K. And now we're actually above it, but the algorithm is still bearish. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen here. Usually, well, what we're going to see either is a buy signal, making this short fail, or we're just incredibly bearish, and this is just a fake out. I'm not really sure. This looks like a massive ascending broadening wedge if you take away this giant wick right here, which is very similar to what we saw here. And if that breaks up, like my general consensus on ascending broadening wedges is that if they break up, it's incredibly bullish. It's a wedge that kind of broadens as it goes up, and then once it breaks out, it's a very strong bullish signal. And we're kind of like printing one again here. You got to like kind of draw it a bit loosely, but it looks something like this. So it's like a cone that just trends higher, looks like distribution, but when it does break out to the upside, a lot of people are wrong because it kind of looks like distribution, which propels price way stronger. Usually if it breaks down, it's going to try and target the genesis of the wedge, which is around like 7K. So correction to there, and then continuation would be also incredibly bullish, I'd say. It's like 50% whether we continue here or not based on pure statistics. But my general interpretation is that if you have a move coming into such a pattern, it's way more bullish. You're right.
Yeah, I'm just drinking some water. Sorry.
Thought you were coughing. I couldn't see your face. And there is also like another version of this one that's slightly different, and it's been long on the daily since 3,700. So it didn't long as early, but it's still long. It hasn't gone short. And to show you like how that looks like on here, you can see that it's incredibly bullish. Like it's about to make new highs. There's a slight divergence here on it with the higher highs, but if we break upwards, it's just gonna blow past it. So I wouldn't put too much faith into it. And we'll have to like kind of zoom out to see where this thing is gonna take us. Just gonna switch back to the other version. But kind of looks like if we continue upwards here, we had this double top here, like the equal highs around 8.5. We already passed that. the next logical place that we're going to be attacking is, let me zoom in on this. So we tapped the equal highs, these, and there's like a little bit of a, it's a little bit of an inefficiency right here. So you have this little wick. This wick took us to the highs that then took us down, and then on the retest of it, where you have like a clean swing high, it's at 9,400 level. So if we go back to our current chart, we're trading right against into it. That's why my 9,400 level, if we actually manage to close above it, makes me think that we're just going to continue upwards. And in that case, it would make sense to, we're going to trade towards this cluster up here. So we had this little cluster that should be resistance. It's acting as resistance, but if it's broken, we're going to test this cluster here, which is a bearish order block. And then you would logically, I think you would be looking at least at like $10,250 as a start, because that's like our last like pivot that took us to the double top. We closed a little bit higher than that one, and then we started to sell off. So this entire structure right here between like 11.7 and 10K is just going to be our next resistance. But again, like, look at this. You see this liquidity up here? I kind of feel like once we start trading to 10K, we're not going to stop until we take out these like triple tops here. What do you think, Don?
Yeah, I mean, those are fairly clean there. What is that price on that?
That's about like 10.8. Depends on where, like, which ones you grab. But if you grab all, like, each and every one of them, that's going to be yeah, 12K-ish. That would not surprise me. That's a super clean, like, liquidity top right there. So anything, literally anything is possible here. There is this 3 drives pattern I've been talking about.
Yeah.
And it's, I know a lot of traders, a lot of friends of mine who like to trade it, but I have no statistics on them. And I've been trying and go back into charts and see if I can gather some statistics, but it's tough to find like high time frame ones, which is actually what I'm looking for. And then you have everyone who's drawing like those wick of charts, distribution charts. I'm not too sure whether this is distribution. I would have hoped that this would have like traded lower before I would actually really believe that we were in full distribution. It's still possible, but I mean, for me, I think right now I'm not having a clear read on the price action, and like you said, I'm waiting for some direction.
Yeah.
Let's see if we have any questions in the Crypto Iron. He's asking about the TD indicator. Well, let's have a look at the TD indicator. I haven't looked at it for a while. I hope she's still watching because he's gonna laugh his ass off. There we go.
11,786. 11,786.
I mean, there is a 9 here. That means that we could possibly be looking at like 1 to 4 days of correction. And if it goes past that, I would assume that the bigger correction is going to come in. We had a 9 right here. Then we had 1, 2, 3, 4 correction candles before we started our up count again. This 9 got ignored. This 9 hit pretty perfectly. There was no sell signal right here. And we have our combo 13 as well. So we got a 9 on the daily plus a combo 13. That's usually a pretty good setup if you like to trade the TD sequential. Let's have a look at the 3-day. 3 days been bullish. I mean, the 3-day tells us that if we manage to close above yesterday's close, that's actually a buy signal. The 2 above the 1. On the weekly, we just ignored a 9 and we have a 2 above the 1, so that kind of suggests that we're just going to continue upwards and print another set of 9s. That would be crazy bullish, to be fair. And then the monthly, on the monthly, you could argue that this was a 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, and then you continued with like 2 more. So this could be some corrective candles, and we have a sequential 13 actually right here. So I mean, I'm not too much of a big of a fan of trading this anymore. I used to, but it's been fairly inaccurate over like throughout the bear market of Bitcoin, and I think Tone has had trouble trading it too. It's not been too accurate on it. Does that answer your question? She's still here. Good. We're seeing some rejection going on though now.
Yeah, we are. I'm looking at it right now. I think it's just, I mean, it's kind of expected, to be honest. I'm actually looking at this new weekly range. It's kind of fairly nice, to be honest.
I haven't watched Tone's stream for a while. I would assume that he's currently talking about how to short Bitcoin on this TD9 after that intersection yesterday.
I think we might head to, I think we're headed to 10, 5. I think 11,770 will provide some that's on BitMEX, will provide, let's say, BitMEX and Binance. That's going to provide some heavy, that's my new range high, 11,700, where there's a lot of liquidity up there.
Yeah, I can see that.
If you use the low from February and the high from February as well, use the low from February and the high from February.
The low from February.
You go on a weekly chart. Yep. Use that wick all the way to the left in February.
This one?
Yep. But if we use use a fib, because I want to show you where the EQ is. And then use the high in February and extend it to the right, just so you can see it.
Let's do this. 280. No, 290.
I just learned something new today. I don't do that.
It's nice because you can still,
But do you see that? Look at that clean rejection off the EQ. Then we get another weekly close. We get a rejection, come down, created a weekly bullish block, got a nice buyback, close above. I think we're gonna go tackle that range high now. But what's in the way is that weekly bullish block. I mean bearish block. I apologize. That's
this one.
No, to the left of that.
This
higher
one?
Yeah, that big guy. Yeah, that big guy.
I mean, we also still have this one right here, like this doji one.
Yeah, we should blow past that. We should blow past that, in my opinion.
Well, we're battling with it right now, so if we blow past that, which is like my 9,400 level, I'd say, I do believe that we're going to test this one. And there's like on the weekly, you have this. I think this is then going to be yours.
So did we come to a conclusion that we'll never see Bitcoin at 3K ever again?
So unlikely. It's so unlikely. Like,
I think there's a possibility that we could definitely see 5K again for sure.
I think so too. Like what I've been eyeing, and I've been kind of comparing it to Litecoin. Maybe some of you guys who've been watching over the last couple of weeks have been seeing me like draw a comparison to Litecoin and Bitcoin. But there's this whole accumulation right here, which Litecoin had as well, and then one expansion, two expansion, and then like a final blow up. And then Litecoin traded back below this this consolidation right here, which is I mean, it doesn't have to trade below it, but at least like trade towards it, which is like the 5 to 6K range. Honestly, it's so tough to say anything about it. Like literally, the moves, the breakouts have been very soft lately. Every time we broke above, look at like on a 4 hour. Look at how this looks like. We make a high, retrace. We break above it, but it doesn't take long to like shake out people out of those positions. And then the next time we make a new high, we hover above it like for a short time, then we come down again. And now we kind of do this like exactly the same right here, just above the support. We're gonna like range a little bit. Stuff to say, and we're still, you see, like I've zoomed into the 4 hour right now on that weekly doji candle. This weekly doji candle right here. You see that?
I do.
This weekly doji candle. If you zoom in on the 4 hour, you see like it's like magic. Like I kind of do like either we retest these body candles and then we start going, but it needs to happen fast. Like we cannot hover here forever. Should we let's see if there's any questions. Yeah, I think we're gonna trade to Mr. Sheez's level. I think it's somewhere at 3,236 or something. What was that? I don't remember what level that was. I'm gonna just have a little quick look at ETH BTC on this specific indicator. It's not doing much.
Can you imagine that, Sheez, if we see 3260?
This thing been this thing, whoa, you see. I actually never tested this thing against the ETH BTC, but it longed it at here, and it's been bullish ever since. That's weird. That's so weird. You see that?
Yeah, I do.
Wow. I should start releasing these like soon. It's weird. It's really weird. Yeah, so alts are looking really shaky. Maybe we have to look at like the Bitcoin dominance for a brief ID, but kind of looks like it's breaking out. I do see some resistance in this area, so I think alts have some more downside to them, and it makes sense if Bitcoin goes to 12K for me.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean Bitcoin's just been now let me ask you this, Jack. Can Bitcoin go to make new highs from here without testing like demand at like 7K again?
Anything is possible, but from a healthy price action perspective, yeah, definitely it's possible. Like if you have let's have a look at BTC USD back in 2012, 2000, like, you know, like here it kind of like, even here it did like a firm retest, like it got rejected like firmly, strongly right here before it actually continued upwards. It may, like generally it makes sense to have like a large time frame shakeout before you really go up, right? Because you want to take that liquidity of every gold digger that came to crypto to become rich fast. You want to pressure them. You want to make them think that Bitcoin is going to die, or at least like take out their stops, take their liquidity. And you know, even here, like you had some incredibly bullish price action. You took out this swing high here. Like you never closed above it, but you know, you took out that liquidity of this breakdown of this swing high right here. Never gained anything before actually gaining it here, and then you had this massive sell-off, which was quite sizey. Let's see. Yeah, that was about like 40%. So has Bitcoin in the past done such a thing? Sure it did, but I would think that we kind of need to retest some levels. There's such a big gap below us, and the higher we go, the more severe it's going to get. And I'm not really sure whether the whales are going to allow like a bigger drop than 40%, because historically in a bull run we've never seen drops like beyond 41%. So if we actually want to retest this specific level of the consolidation that took us from 6K to 3K, you would assume that, you know, there's not much time left. If you bring Bitcoin to 12K, let's assume that's where we're heading. A 40% drop isn't, you know, that's going to be just enough to bring us to 7K, and we're never going to retest this level then again. We're never going to like retest it. So yeah, maybe we can, if we continue to 12K, it's going to be very hard to ever see like 5K again. That's kind of my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there anything else you want to add for today?
No, I think I'm good. I'm good. All is good.
All right. I think we're going to call it a day in that case, because
we got a meeting.
We got a meeting in 14 minutes, and I should get some food in my mouth.
Me too.
I'm like shaky here. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. If you like our streams, please subscribe. If you have any requests into the future, let us know. Where is Bitcoin going? Well, we don't know. I literally don't know. 12K is possible. 10K is possible. A retrace is possible. We're gonna wait until we see confirmation. 9,400 daily close above it is my signal to go along on leverage, and otherwise I'm waiting to see some levels to break down and shorter retest. Have a nice Thursday, and we'll catch you next week.
Enjoy, everyone. Trade safely.